I just wanted to make a real quick video talking about when things seem to be going good, when you seem to be walking in the light and life seems to be going okay. And you seem to be really connected, really, you're living in gratitude. You are open to helping other people. You're actually seeking out others to help. The things that you're asking for are coming. Even if it's in little ways, they're coming. Life is going good. I know with what I do, I'm a seer and a spiritual counselor, and a lot of times what will happen is the devil gets in the way. Now, this is what I wanted to talk to you about, when the devil gets in the way. And usually it's when everything's going okay, and then all of a sudden, whatever it is that you do, he's going to start coming and giving you reasons to doubt yourself. He's going to, what he does to me is like, okay, so I'm working with someone and they're getting better, and then all of a sudden someone will come into my life and tell me something that totally goes against what I'm seeing, what I'm giving advice to with this person, and making me, or trying to make me, doubt my own abilities, doubt my own gifts, doubt that I'm doing the right things in life. He can do it in a relationship, in your job. I have a client right now who's doing wonderful in her job. She got a promotion. She's been doing it for months. She's been doing a spectacular job. And then in comes the devil and creates a scenario where she starts to doubt herself. Am I doing things wrong? So we had to talk about this in depth last night. And he's really sly. Now, the devil's not going to show up in your life with horns and ugly. He's going to show up in your life in different ways. One of the things he tries to do is make us doubt ourselves. He makes us doubt God. This is what he's trying to do. Now, if he can't get to you in a different way, he comes in and does this after he's already tried to maybe offer you something quote unquote good, something that you want, but in bending your morals, or in giving up your morals, or in kind of walking away from God. If that doesn't work, then what he's going to do is try to destroy you through your own doubts, your own fears. If you start feeling anxiety, if you start feeling doubtful of yourself, what you need to do immediately is stop, get on your knees, or stop and look up to him. You know who you are. You know who you are through him. Don't let the devil ruin that. He also whispers in our ears things from the past. He whispers in our ears things, if God has brought somebody into your life, he always tries to break that up. He could cause family strife. He's good at that. Oh, he loves to bring people that you really care about and there's no conflict. He likes to try to create conflict. We have to try to see through the devil's ways, okay? And I know some people say, oh, you're crazy, there's no devil. Well, I can tell you firsthand there is a devil. It's not always hauntings, it's not always shadows. I have seen all of that. I work with that because I do a lot of spiritual work with people. So I have seen the shadows, I have seen the flickering lights, I have been physically attacked, I've seen the ugly. My son actually, I will have to do a whole other thing on that, but he actually had a conversation with the devil. And we're not crazy people. We're your everyday average people. We're not like really nutty or anything. This is true stuff. It's real. The spiritual realm is much more real than this physical realm. Okay? The physical realm can be manipulated and changed and turned around and this and that. And we can act. That's why we can manifest. Some people, do they do it without God? Absolutely. Well, they do. They think they're doing it without God. They don't have a belief in God. But that's where you're at risk too. Negative spirits can come in and claim you that way, okay? And what happens is, so the devil always mimics God. He can't create on his own. So what he does is he takes God's creations and he models his stuff after God's. And he's also going to take whatever God created and use it for a negative. I'll give you an example of that. Sex is definitely God created it. God created us to feel physically aroused. He created us to fit together right. He created us to desire each other in a physical way. And then Satan comes in and twists that all around and makes it not such a beautiful thing. He makes it ugly. He gives people addictions with it, all kinds of crazy stuff, what God means for good, Satan tries to turn it around. But whatever Satan tries to turn around, don't lose hope, because God can always take that and make it work for good again. I kind of got off of what I wanted to say, but basically what I want to say is, if you're, if things are going along good, or even if they're not, if you're in a bad place and all of a sudden people start coming up to you, and those old wounds, those old fears, those old doubts are thrown in your face in different scenarios. I know that recently he's done it to me in several different scenarios, and it all comes back to unworthiness. For me, the old wound is unworthiness. And, I got it through different scenarios. I could list probably about 10 of them, and they're everyday things. It's not like he's going to do something out of the ordinary, because what he's trying to do is trick you. He is a master of deception. So he's not going to do something outlandish. What he's going to do is something every day. And then if he can't get to you that way, he's going to try to make you doubt your own abilities. A musician, he may make you, miss a chord or something, and then say, see, you're not that good. You mess up all the time. Or, he's going to work on whatever doubts and insecurities you have. And then what happens is, if you fall into that, I'll tell you, the spirit of fear and chaos is not of God. We have a God of order, and he says a clear and sober mind. So our God gives us peace. Our God gives us clarity, and our God gives us peace, clarity, and no fear, strength. So if you're having anxiety, if everything's all chaotic, in the craziness, don't take that. No, you don't need to take that. You just need to go right back. God says, Psalms 46:10, he says, be still and know that I'm God. So what we need to do amidst all the chaos, don't be afraid. First of all, don't be afraid. Satan's defeated. We don't need to be afraid of him. He's going to pull out all kinds of stops to make us fear him, whether it be in the physical world. It depends on who you are and where you're at on how he's going to try to get you. Okay? He can use other people, like I said. He can cause strife. He can affect your work. He gets doubts in your head. Anxiety is definitely of the devil. So be still and know that I'm God, he says. So what you need to do is, even if you have just a second, those deep breaths that we talked about before, deep breath in. So if you take a deep breath in, fill your lungs, like in your diaphragm, like fill it up, feel that air go in, and hold it. Hold it for 8 seconds if you can, at least 4, and then release, and release for 4 to 8 seconds. Breathe in for 4 to 8 seconds, hold for 4 to 8 seconds, and then let go. And do you know, if you focus on what your desire is, whatever that may be, peace, money even, the money is not evil. Money is an exchange. It's an exchange of energy. It just happens to be what we use most of the time. We need it to live. What is the root of all evil is the love of money. So if you get obsessed with it, and you know what? It's not only wealthy people that have that. I know people that are poverty-stricken that the love of money is destroying them. Don't obsess about it. Don't obsess about relationships. Don't obsess about anything. You start feeling anxious, do that. Go breathe in. And breathe in deeply. Breathe for 4 to 8 seconds. And then hold for 4 to 8 seconds. And then release for 4 to 8 seconds. Do that for 2 or 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, whatever works for you. Get calm. You might still have those like butterflies in your stomach, but get calm. And listen. Slow down your mind and listen. Even if you don't, quote unquote, hear anything, he's still there. Let him in, and focus on the good. So you want fair outcome at the situation at work, and you can see it. You can see the fair outcome. The truth has come out. Everything's fine. Make sure your motives are good. You don't want to be thinking of somebody getting hurt, or make sure your motives are good. You don't want something to come to you taking it away from somebody else. Okay? Do this, and then if you focus on that for 17 seconds, it changes your whole attitude. And then another 17 seconds, you feel like you've gone into motion and the energy actually shoots out. And then another 17 seconds, and it's yours. It's yours. You've just manifested it. All right, so give that a try. Let me know how you're doing. I'd love to hear from you guys. Answers for you 16 at gmail.com. ANSWERS, the number 4, YOU 16 at gmail.com. If you need a life coach, if you need a Christian counselor, if you're struggling with grief, with loss, if you're feeling stuck, if anything's going on that you need some help with, we could do one conversation, we could do a whole series, a whole contract, or I have a 90-day program out there that's all online. You'll talk to me once a week if you choose to. Whatever, we can work out something for you, okay? God loves you. Take care.